Hey guys, welcome back to FedEx Gaming, and today we're going to be talking about TU20 because yes, the bug fix has finally come out and it has fixed our pistons to some sort of extent, and it also fixed the hoppers to some sort of extent because there's still a little bit of iffiness going on with it, but nothing too grand. Now, I already took the liberty and went through all my Redstone builds today. That's why I have not yet put up a video, because I was literally going through every single one to make sure if they work or if they didn't work. So I've already took the liberty on my channel, and in every single one of my videos descriptions, like, you know, where the name of the video is, it will say broken in TU19, because we did not know if they were broken or not yet because pistons were broken. So in all my videos, I've already gone through every single one of them. It will say in the top TU19 broken, so do not build any of those. They are all broken. Now, since TU19, when that came out, I didn't really want to mess around with any of the pistons and all that stuff because of course they were broken, but now I was able to go through them, and now many of my builds did break due to some facts here and there because of before we had this normal monostable circuit over here. And also now redstone lamps do not update pistons anymore. So anything you use, anything I've built before in the past that has used a redstone lamp to update a piston, it's now broken. As you can see, I built half a Jeb door right here just to show you that it is broken. So if I click down the lever, as you can see, the bottom piston did not extend because redstone lamps no longer update it. So if any of my builds use a redstone lamp, literally all you have to do is just delete the redstone lamp and put a powered rail down here. That is all you have to do to update those pistons on the bottom. See, now it works absolutely fine. Well, hopefully in the future we won't have to do that anymore, because on the PC, literally these top two redstone blocks, when these pistons get updated, they'll update these bottom pistons. So this will make this even obsolete, but right now we do not have that, as you can see. If I go ahead and put a block here though, it should update it. Yep, see how it updated it? It's supposed to update the bottoms, but they have not implemented that in yet. So watch, when I retract it, these should all retract just fine, but they have not put that in Xbox yet. I have no idea why, because honestly I don't think it's that hard to do. Now, this is the main problem why many of my older builds are broken, is because this monostable circuit no longer works. Now, I used to use this monostable circuit a lot in the past because this one over here only worked, I believe, north and east or something like that. It only worked like facing north or east. So I just went with this one because this one worked in every direction. However, this one doesn't work anymore at all. It still works as a good pulse shortener, works fine as a pulse shortener, but as a monostable circuit, as you can see, it no longer lets go of the block. As you see, the block just goes down with the piston. So any of my builds that use this type of monostable circuit right here are broken, which is actually very easy to fix, like my jungle tree door and things like that, because that isn't implemented straight into the build. That is just used so the button, you can use, instead of a lever, you can use a button. So if any of my builds use this for a button, all you have to do is just change this monostable circuit over to this one right here, this simple monostable circuit that I've been using a lot lately. This is the one I use pretty much mostly all the time. If I click it, this one still works absolutely fine. But this monostable circuit over here is no longer, I don't really consider this a monostable circuit anymore. Like I said, it's a good pulse shortener, but yeah, that's all it's used for, is a good pulse shortener. So I'm pretty much only going to be using this monostable circuit right here, and I'm also probably, ooh, why did it even let go of that block? There we go, that was weird. And I'm also going to be using this one as well. You've seen it in my campfire version 2. If you've watched that video, I'm going to be probably using this monostable circuit a lot more often now, which is a hopper dropper monostable circuit. All you need to do is put a drop, is that a dropper? Yeah, you put a dropper facing upwards, and then you put a hopper facing downwards into a dropper, and then all you have to do is put a block and have a comparator coming out of the back, throw an item inside your hopper, and that will create a pretty good monostable circuit. But this is just, like I said, it's another one of those pretty much a pulse shortener kind of ones. I won't be using this one pretty much ever again unless it really compacts the build good. But overall, I'll probably be using this one mostly for certain things. But this monostable circuit over here is the one I'm going to be using all the time. But as you can see, it creates a nice little pulse shortener. If I put a piston right here facing upwards, makes a nice little pulse shortener. Very nice, way smaller than this version right here. So this one's pretty much like obsolete, and like I said, this one I'll be using all the time. Now, like I said, if you want to go through my videos and see which is broken and what is not broken, you can go ahead and do that. Obviously, if you are having any problems with any of the other ones that I have not put broken yet, because actually a long time ago when I had my old redstone world, the older one that I used to build on, I actually lost half of that world, and then I had to re-download it from online from when I used to put up my redstone worlds for download. So I actually lost a lot of my builds. So I was actually building my older builds just to make sure they work, and some I didn't build. I understand. Like my universal piston elevator, 1x1 piston elevator, I don't know if that one works or not, because I am not willing to build that thing because it's huge and I'm just lazy. So if you have built the universal elevator, please do let me know if that one's working or not, so I can add TU19 broken or not. I have no idea, but everything I have built since TU19 works absolutely fine. Nothing is wrong with any of that, and mostly everything from TU16 and up is working great because I haven't been using that old monostable circuit. However, certain things are broken, like my sand lifts don't work, my 6x6 sand door doesn't work anymore. Just anything with sand doesn't work. I even tried making a sand generator, but those still have yet to work. They broke the sand doors and the sand lifts, but they didn't make sand generators work. I kind of got a little upset with that one right there as well. And the hoppers, like when you enter the nether and come out with the hoppers, they kind of go back to their old state, but when you first walk through, they still act a little weird. You know what, let me do that real quick. I don't know if you guys knew this. I didn't do actually a video on it. I only did a video on the piston bug. But if you pretty much go into your world, it will make your hoppers work a little bit faster for some reason. So if I go ahead and put a hopper like this, and I put another hopper going into it like that, and that'll just create like a little mini hopper clock, and we put a comparator coming out of it, and then we're going to put a sticky piston coming out of this comparator. As you see, it's going up, down, up, down, up, down. So now let me make a nether portal really quick. However, that is not going to be really quick. Nether portals will take a little time, even though I'm on creative. So we're just going to build another portal. Let's build another portal. Now it goes back to the state, but when you first come out of it, it doesn't. Like when you first come back through the nether, this thing's going to be going up and down, up and down, up and down super fast, and then suddenly it'll go back to this normal state right here. But I don't know if that'll have any problems on redstone or not. I've tried it with my auto sorting systems and all that, and everything seems to work fine. But we're going to come back through and see how it's going up and down faster, and then suddenly it'll just go back to its normal state. Come on, there it goes. See, now it's going back to its normal slow state. But at first it was going ba 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 really fast. So I don't know if that's gonna have problems. I'm sure it is probably gonna have problems somewhere down the line. But they did make an attempt to fix it. I wish they would have fully fixed it, but I guess that attempt is better than nothing, because at least it goes back to its normal state. So like I said, that usually has problems on like auto sorting systems, and you know, anything that uses hoppers really will have a problem with it. But hopefully that will fix it in some sort of way if anyone's having problems with hoppers. Now, like I said, I went through all my redstone builds. All the ones in this world work, except for those sand lifts. Like over here, I got that sand lift. It's already broken though, because yeah, I tried it. It's broken. The sand lift is broken. Pretty much all my sand lifts are broken. Even anything that uses pretty much sand that I made a lift or a door out of is broken, except for that small one that I did. Where is it? It's somewhere, but it's only a two high sand door, so it's nothing big. But all the pistons are working good. As you see, they don't freeze anymore. They all come down perfectly. They all go up fine. They don't freeze anymore. That's an amazing feat. They shouldn't have been doing that in the first place. Everything works. All these little doors and everything worked absolutely fine. Like I said, anything that uses that old monostable circuit or updates the pistons with redstone lamps seem to be not working anymore. Of course, the lamps, I knew that was going to happen, but I honestly didn't see that old monostable circuit gonna do that. I didn't think that was going to happen, but you know, everything happens for a reason. So that's it, guys. That's everything that I pretty much wanted to explain to you on TU20. I already put in all my videos, TU19 broken, so you don't, and of course, if anything of yours is still broken, you know, just let me know or not. Like I said, if you use any of those old monostable circuits, just switch it out for one of the newer ones, which is just simply, you know, you can use a sticky piston with a block on it, or you can use a normal piston with a sand block, and that will usually fix them right up. This is how you create them. Let me just do it real quick. You usually see these in my builds all the time, these monostable circuits, so hopefully you know how to build one of these by now. So let me get a sticky piston out right here. There we go. And as you can see, this will create a monostable circuit right there. So most of my builds, all you literally have to do is just go like this and put a sticky piston to the side, block, or you can use a redstone block now actually, but most of them you're gonna have to probably use a torch like that, because most of them have a sticky piston facing this way with a torch underneath it. And then I had that old monostable circuit, the one that didn't work anymore. Let me just show you real quick the older version, so you get an understanding. Like if you're going to go into your build and you're looking for that old monostable circuit that no longer works right, this will give you an understanding of what it really looks like. So it'll usually go like this. We'll have a torch to this side like this, and then usually you'll either have dust on the top or dust on the bottom. Usually most of mine had dust on the bottom. But anything that has like a 3-tick delay going into a torch with another torch on top of it, like that, is usually how you're going to find these things. Let me put this torch right here. And as you see, if I put a button off to the side right here and I click it, the sticky piston does not let go of the block. So you're going to see something like this in the build. Somewhere along this, you'll see 2 torches. One's going to be off at the bottom, and then you'll always see at least 3 ticks. So you might see a 2-tick delay repeater, and then a 1-tick like that, and maybe dust up here. It's the same exact thing, guys. You're going to see a 3-tick, 2 torches, and a sticky piston usually coming from that side. So you're going to just have to switch it out for this monostable circuit right here. Boop. And let's go to block. And it grabs the block. So I've gone over everything I wanted to. That's TU20's little bug fix. Of course, there's a lot of other fixes. If you want to see all those fixes, just go to 4J's Twitter. I'll have a link. Actually, I'll just put a link to it, guys, if you want to see all the different fixes they have done. Obviously, they probably have not fixed everything, but if you want to check out that link at the bottom, so in case you want to know what has been fixed, because I know some of you aren't all into redstone. You want your horses fixed, you know, you want your slabs that turned into normal blocks fixed and all that stuff. So I'll have a link to that in the description below with the bug fix change list. But there you guys go. That's everything I want to go over. If you enjoyed this video, that's the 3rd time I said that, please leave a like on the video and subscribe. Stay tuned with my newest videos. All right, guys, peace.